At the end of the 90s, the term intercomprehension emerged as a way of defining one of the approaches to teaching a language. Intercomprehension is based on the concept that any individual has the potential ability to be plurilingual, and that plurilinguals can develop a transversal competence across the languages they know. For instance, they will be able to focus on similar linguistic features between the language or languages they know to understand other languages from the same family. This transversal competence can later be extended to other language families. For instance, from Romance languages to Anglo-Germanic Scandinavian languages, or, if you know two languages, like Italian and English, you may have access to other languages from two different linguistic families. Therefore, no language is ever really foreign. Why? Because you may find transparent words across languages, as with international words like internet, hotel, jeans, bar, taxi, sport, orchestra, piano, automobile. Or you may be able to identify orthographic regularities that help you predict the formation of certain words, like what happens when we look at certain suffixes, like revolution, révolution, rivoluzione, revolution, revolução, revolution, revolutie, all coming from Latin tio, or in prefixes coming from Greek like anti, for instance in antipatico, antipatique, antipathic, antipatico, antipatico, antipatic. These orthographic or phonetic regularities are called bridges. By identifying bridges or transparent linguistic features across languages, individuals can develop a know-how that will help them to comprehend texts in languages they do not formally know or that they are learning. Or they can develop partial competences to improve reading comprehension across languages from the same family for work, research, or personal interest. In doing so, they are also using other strategies, such as inferring information from paratextual information, such as images, pictures, or graphics. These competences will allow individuals to have a broader and more equitable perspective of their discipline or field of interest. Therefore, intercomprehension is a plurilingual approach that does not keep these languages and cultures in strictly separated mental compartments, but rather builds up a communicative competence to which all knowledge and experience of language contributes, and in which languages interrelate and interact. That is, intercomprehension does not consider languages according to political, social, and economic hierarchies, but rather recognizes them as equally valuable. Viewing every language as equally valuable means that in intercomprehension, developing plurilingual reading comprehension is an important skill in today's society. However, this is not the only ability that intercomprehension sees as significant. It also asserts the benefit of developing other skills like interaction and interproduction. That is, the possibility for speakers to communicate with their own languages when they belong to the same language family. In fact, in the field of language education, there are many experiments in which speakers communicate face-to-face or online in different family-related languages. In order to make this communication effective and to make themselves understood, speakers implement and develop several different strategies, such as reducing the speed of their speech, pronouncing and clearly articulating sounds, using transparent and international words, sharing similar cultural concepts, and constructing simple sentences. The development of these strategies and competences may contribute to the construction of a plural, global citizenship with resulting educational, ethical, and political implications. Because of these potential implications, plurilingual education is supported by many organizations like UNESCO, the European Union, and the Council of Europe, with the knowledge that a human being's linguistic competence is essentially plural, and that often another language is hiding behind any given language. Therefore, with the acquisition of one language, we are already preparing to acquire another one. In this video, we learned what intercomprehension is, which strategies and competences this methodology can develop, how such an approach aims to promote plurilingualism and its resulting ethical, educational, and political values.